So what's going on, everyone? My name is Mr. Dalek JD, and this is a brand new Easter egg solved in Blood of the Dead to get yourself an upgrade to the Golden Spork, which is the golden knife. Jump into the guide first, and then afterwards I'll give you some tips and tricks on my experience on getting this weapon. I'll also talk about why this was only just recently solved in the game, as we have known for a few months now that an upgraded Golden Spork exists, and we finally have one of the two upgrades. So let's jump into exactly how you get this achieved in your game. There are some prerequisites you're going to need done in your game before we can start, and that is to get the Hell's Retriever and the spoon. If you don't know how to get either of those, I've got videos linked in the description. And you're also going to need to upgrade your Retriever to the Hell's Redeemer, as well as upgrade your spoon to the Golden Spork. If you need any guides on how to upgrade the Hell's Retriever to the Redeemer, as well as the spoon to the Golden Spork, I'll have that linked down below. Just remember, when it comes to the Golden Spork, for the final steps before you can get it from the water tower, you're going to need to shoot the 4 hinges on that tower with any bullet weapon. It doesn't have to be an upgraded gun, just any bullet weapon will do, just so that the water tower crumbles to the ground. From there you can use your Redeemer to pick up the Golden Spork, and once you have the Redeemer and Golden Spork in your arsenal, we can begin the first step of this Easter egg, which is to make your way into the new Industries building. And besides this bathtub, you're going to need to melee around 100 zombies. To make this easier, I would highly recommend the Ethereal Razor perk, and your modifier is a fantastic choice, as you can melee multiple zombies with a swipe knife, killing them much faster. My advice for getting this done as quickly as possible is to train in the main room and then bring the zombies in and knife them by the bath. To be safe with your melees, take your time with it, and eventually you will hear this sound and notice the blood in the tub turn red. Once this has happened, go up to the bathtub and hold your interaction button, and you'll see a skeleton hand rise up and take your Golden Spork away from you. That's step 1 done, and the next step is we're going to be using our Redeemer to pick up 3 different colored gemstones. One of them can be found outside a window debris in the D block, which you can see right here. Just throw your Redeemer and it will collect it. One is going to be outside the warden's office in Eagle Plaza, just chilling on this rooftop. And the last one is going to be in the docks, which requires a shield blast to bring the fishing net back over to us where we got the spoon originally, and you'll throw your tomahawk in there and collect the 3rd gem. Now, our next objective with these gems is we're going to be placing each gem at a different trap location, and we're going to be getting 100 trap kills. So I start with the fan trap at the warden's office where the blue gem sits, and it just lays down on the ground here in this puddle. Just hold your interact until it places it down. Once you visually see it, that's a good sign to start training up zombies. So here in this co-op game, I'm training in the warden's office. There's another player which can train in the Eagle Plaza or one in Michigan Avenue, and then just turn on the trap. The magma gat is great for attracting huge hordes towards that trap if there aren't all necessarily going for it. And in co-op, this process will naturally take a lot faster because there are more zombies spawning. But once you've rinsed and repeated this process for about 100 kills, eventually you'll notice a small ringing noise coming from the gem you place down, and you'll notice it's now turned into a full color, which for this one, it's now fully blue. So you can just pick that up, and that's 1 of 3 completed. The next trap I went for was the cafeteria's acid trap, which you place down on this little vent here. This is the green gem, and just like before, we need to get 100 kills with this specific trap. So again, the magma gat comes in very handy for just attracting the zombies towards this trap. I was training in the cafeteria while I had another teammate training just outside of it. Again, in co-op, you're going to get this done a lot quicker, and I definitely advise you to save up some points because you're going to need it to keep buying these traps over and over. But again, once you've gotten those kills, you'll notice that the gemstone will have shrunk into a smaller green color, and you'll hear that ringing noise again, which means you've completed it, and we only have 1 more trap to do. This being the spinning trap inside of the new Industries building. So what you want to do is you want to look specifically at this part of the fan trap, making sure you don't accidentally buy it or anything, and you can simply place down the red gem, and here we have to get yet again another 100 kills. Now this trap is nice because this actually attracts any zombies in the room that are close to the trap to actually go straight for it. And from my experience, this will be the quickest trap for you to fill up because obviously you're going to have quite a few zombies spawning here, and the trap is just very very nice in this room. Once you've gotten the necessary amount of kills, you'll notice that your gem has shrinked into a red gem, and you can hear that ringing noise again, and we can move on to the last of the final steps. Now we have one more gem to collect, but luckily we don't need to get any more trap kills. What you want to do is use the fast travel from the cafeteria to the transverse tunnel, and as you exit out of the fast travel, turn around and look towards the grill that you'd enter to use the fast travel and cook your tomahawk, and you'll notice that there is a golden nugget which we're going to be aiming our tomahawks at. If you successfully throw your tomahawk at the nugget, it's going to disappear and it will have dropped in a pile of dirt behind you. All you need to do is make your way to the furnace in the new industries building and hold your interaction button, and it's going to place all of these gems we've collected in there, and what should be created afterwards is this golden knife. And it looks really, really cool. It's this golden knife with like bandages wrapped around the middle with the gemstones on it as well. It looks really, really cool. At this time, it is fairly unknown how useful this knife is in comparison to the Golden Spork, especially when you're using the Ethereal Razor perk, which makes me feel like after all of this amount of effort you've got to do for this knife, it doesn't feel very rewarding. I'm sure without Ethereal Razor, this thing would be a beast regardless, and probably a one knife kill into the late 40s or early 50s, but there is actually a further upgrade to this knife, which is the Golden Spork knife. As we can see right now from this knife, it's simply just a golden knife. There is nothing about it which has any relevance to the spoon, whilst we do know that a further upgrade exists, because a few months ago I created a video where a PC player managed to get footage of spawning in the weapon and showing that there is actually a further upgrade to the Golden Spork, which is the Golden Spork knife. Footage you're seeing right now is just some gameplay with the golden knife so you can see how good it is. But let me know in the comments section, what do you think out of all of the effort you have to go through to get this upgrade to the Golden Spork? Is it even worth it? I'm super hyped that the fact that there is new Easter eggs that we still haven't found properly yet that are now creeping out the woodworks in Black Ops 4, and especially with a map like Blood of the Dead, it's really cool that we're finding new stuff. And I'm sure by the time you're watching this video, possible leads or even a full completion of an upgrade to this golden knife for the Spork knife will have been discovered, so whenever that happens, you can find a tutorial for that linked down below in this video's description. But I take no credit for this Easter egg. All the credit goes to DK Dynamite and his team for spending days and days on end trying to discover and complete this Easter egg. And a massive thank you to him personally, as well as Taco and Scorpolio for helping me out to achieve this in a game yesterday. And a big thank you to Pluto as well for sharing some gameplay of the knife in action. Now you're probably curious as to how this got solved just now when Blood of the Dead came out in October. And as you guys may remember, we had the QA tester leak this entire Easter egg quest, which at the time was broken and didn't work. But it seems within literally the last week of Treyarch patching Black Ops 4, this Easter egg was added into Blood of the Dead now, being fully working. The Treyarch are definitely not scared of adding new Easter eggs or fixing Easter eggs which didn't originally work in maps in future updates, so that's something to be very wary of. Now, I did mention earlier that I was going to give you guys some tips on getting this, because from my experience playing in a 4-player co-op game to achieve this, we did come across some glitches and weird bugs, which Treyarch will probably fix in a title update, so these issues won't occur, but I will update this video's description if there are any changes Treyarch make to this quest. But if you want to guarantee that this doesn't glitch out and that you can successfully get this, if you're playing in a co-op game, have one player dedicate themselves solely to getting these trap kills with each of the 3 gems. I done all 3 of my gems and just needed the golden nugget from the fast travel, but another player in my game started to get their own trap kills with the gems, and I think it glitched it out, and when he completed all of his trap kills, he also couldn't pick up the golden nugget. So just be very careful with that. I think Treyarch's intention is that all players in the game that have collected the gems, all players in the game can place the same gem down at the same trap location, and the 100 kills can be shared between all players, instead of one player getting 100 kills, then another player getting 100 kills. I believe that if all players in the game place down their gemstone at a specific trap and 100 kills is obtained, all players should be able to pick up the new, fresh, soul collected gemstone and repeat that for all of the traps as well as the golden nugget. Just like with any other quest items in the game, it's all player specific, so no one else can pick up this golden knife unless you've achieved all the steps in game. So all players in the game have to have done this themselves if they want to each have their own golden knife. But again, big shout out to DK Dynamite and his team. I'll leave a link to DK Dynamite's channel in this video's description for not only solving this Easter egg, but for just genuinely being a nice guy and helping me out to record this for you guys. And as you can see from this footage, it's obvious that there is more to this Easter egg quest. There's another quest we need to do to get the Golden Spork knife, because the bathtub collects your new golden knife and it's gone for the rest of the game. So obviously there is still more work to be done. So jump into the map, see what you guys can do with this Easter egg, see if you can get any further, and if it has been solved, you can find a guide on how to get it down below in the video's description or on your screen right now. But if you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be appreciated. Make sure to subscribe for more zombie videos like this. I'll catch you next time.